Hey, welcome back to another Reality Skewed Gamers Lunch Session. What does that mean? Well, that's where we hang out with you good folks for the next hour or so, bringing you some quality entertainment by doing some roster reviews, answering some questions, and letting chaos ensue throughout the land. I'm Ranger J 1999, part of the RSG crew, and I brought some of my homies with me to help in this endeavor. We've got Dr. Finn Medicine Woman.
I'm eating cheese.
Then Dr. Finn is no longer going to be here today. We also have join us. He's been busy a little bit, but he's back. We got the soulless one, Samely Red. He's back here with us. What in the hell?
What? I'm related to Beaker. Didn't you hear?
I didn't hear that. I heard that, but I didn't.
This was a few days ago on the lunch stream. Somebody asked if I was related to Beaker.
Well, are you?
I guess I am.
Well, no. Either you are, or you aren't. Just put the rumor to rest.
We need to do the ancestry test. And stuff.
That's true. Yeah, let's see if he has any Beaker bloodlines in him. Okay, we'll go to ancestry.com, figure that out later. Also joining us, we've got Comb Cobra, the snake in the grass himself, is here.
Yep. What was the little professor's name with Beaker?
I think it was just the professor, wasn't it?
No, it's Bunsen. It was Bunsen, like Bunsen.
Bunsen and Beaker, yeah, that's right. It's been a long time since I watched the
Bunsen Golden Dew or something?
Yep. Bunsen Honeydew, I believe is his name.
And then, last but not least, you've got the Stoner Jedi himself here, Xylo.
I have bonus energy available now.
Oh. How did you pull that off?
It's perfect timing.
So, we will do what we always do. So, let's get through the mechanisms first. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel grow. If you haven't already, give a thumbs up to the video. Those really help spread the videos out there and help get our name out there in the world of the YouTubes. If you haven't checked it out already, we have our Patreon that we've started. If you'd like to help support the channel so we can keep bringing you quality content and upgrading things and keep bringing better things for you guys, then please check out our Patreon as well. Now, we have to do some shout-outs because we forgot to do them last night, so we want to go ahead and knock those out now. Stanley, you've got the list of VIPs that we need to acknowledge and shout out?
Yep. Conrad Mitchell Glover, Corinth, Darth Teflon, Revenator, Ronald Ignat, Rose Taco, / Van Rhodes, Spaceman Tim, Tenebris, Tor Yasanan, and Walter Arnold.
All right. So we wanted to get those things. I think some of those were part of our gold Patreon, but somewhere in some in different categories. So we wanted to make sure we shouted those guys out. So thank you guys for your continued support. We really appreciate it. If you do have questions for the show today while we're doing the show, then please put your question in the chat. Make sure you put question in front of it. It usually helps Stanley. He will be scooping them up, and we will get to those here after we do our roster review and get things going. Any news we can talk about? Not a lot going on this week with Galaxy Heroes, so not a lot of news. Just kind of in that in between, between something big happening and then something else big happening. So we'll kind of keep our eyes open for anything that might be coming down the pipe. But if you have any questions about anything, by all means, please let us go ahead and ask, and we'll get to it. Now, people have been asking, how do you get a roster review? Well, it's real simple. We're getting ready to do one.
Hookers and blow.
Well, yeah, hookers and blow.
If you give us hookers and blow, well, if you give Ranger hookers and blow, then that will get you right to the top of the list.
Or just give us the cash to get hookers and blow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, straight cash, homie.
But no, we don't charge for roster reviews.
No, we don't charge for roster reviews. If you would like a roster review, just send your request to Dr. Finn. Make sure you put in your link to StarWarsGalaxyHeroes.gg with your profile, and we will add you to the queue. And when we are getting ready to do your roster review, we will message you to make sure you're available so you know when it's coming, so you can see us do your roster review. All right. Speaking of roster reviews, we got one.
And just one really quick thing. Make sure you guys keep me in check. I will send you a confirmation of letting you know that you are in the queue. So if I don't send you a message, saying that you're in the queue and you sent me a message, then just PM me again. I do not mind if you guys PM me about that. So PM me with your GG page. Wait for me to tell you that you are in the queue, and that will confirm that you're in the roster review queue. If you don't see that, then just message me.
That's right. Bother Finn. All right. Let's see. Today we're doing butt pluggers profile. What a name, butt plugger.
Butt plugger, butt plugger, butt plugger, butt plugger.
And he is in Swedish Force. I wonder what other names they have in that one.
Let's check. I want to see.
Butt plugger. It's got to be the top. Of
blood pan. They have a blood pan. They have a bullet.
Okay.
Let's see. That's all I see in terms of the fun ones. Mental menu. There's a mental menu and a polar beard. And a Jedi Smurfin.
Okay.
And dice.
All right. And now, what does butt plugger need us to look at today, Doctor?
Oh God, I don't want to look at that. Okay.
So for his roster, what does he want us to look at, Dr. Finn?
No, I don't want to look at a butt.
It's not what he's asking.
That's a whole different thing. So he wants to make sure that he's on the right track with his roster. He said he's got 23 of his tunes in favorites right now. So he has a bunch of characters there. So he's just trying to see if he's focusing in the right thing and kind of just making sure that we're keeping him on the right track there. So that's one aspect of it. He wants us to take a look at his Zetas. And the other thing is whether or not what we can do in terms of heroic Sith and territory wars. And he said something, and I told him we would basically tell him, no, that's not a good way to go about it. He said he doesn't really give a darn about Arena.
Well, you should give a darn about Arena.
Yeah, I told him we would say that.
Sorry, but Arena's where you make your money, man. I mean,
so he is getting top 3 in fleet. So
all right, well, if you're getting top 3 in fleet, at least if you've got some kind of crystal income coming in, then that's fine. If you just want to do some battles in Arena, that's fine. Then we won't look at your Arena team. But if looking at just general view, his roster overall look pretty solid. Let's go by teams. Looks like he does have the JTR team kind of intact. He's got JTR, R2, BB-8 in a good position. Let's just look at his resistance overall. Start off with, let's see here. Start with resistance or work our way around the corn, as old Grande would say. Let's see.
I miss Grande, by the way. He shows up in Discord in the middle of the night. He doesn't join us on streams anymore.
I know, he just what he does. I mean, his team, JTR's 12, but the rest are 11. So I don't have a problem with where he's at with this resistance. It looks solid. He could do some solid damage in phase 1 of the Sith raid. Let's look.
Few characters he'll want to work on, right? So he should take either Scavenger Ray or Resistance Trooper to gear 12.
Yeah.
Those are your main damage dealers, so you need them higher. BB-8 is the other character you want to take to gear 12 because he gets the multi-tool at gear 12, which gives him more health steal, which is really what kind of keeps him alive, right? Because he counterattacks a lot and he keeps on recovering his health. So the multi-tool on BB-8 is pretty important. Your fifth character on that team is kind of interesting because you're not running gear 12 Scavenger Ray and Resistance Trooper, which means that your damage is going to be a little bit lower than what it could be. You might want to consider a healer. So I'm looking at his Jedi to see if he has Zeta Barris, which he doesn't, and Hermit Yoda, who's only 5-star. So he may struggle a little bit in phase 1 damage simply because he doesn't have a 5th that's really strong right now. Scavenger Ray requires a lot of gear. Resistance Trooper isn't quite as bad, so he's a little bit easier to take to gear 12, but if you're not getting Zaris and you're not getting Hermit Yoda to 7-star relatively soon, then you're probably going to be a little bit lower on damage than what you could be if they were both gear 12. It's hard to get the sequence correct without both of them gear 12.
All right, looking at his Empire, including his troopers, looks pretty damn solid here as well. Palpatine's 11, Veers 11, Death Troopers 11, Stark's 11. They're all 11. It's not till you get to Tarkin, who's only gear 9, but that's okay. His Stormtrooper is gear 8. He does have Magma Trooper 7 stars, which is good. So that's a character you might want to consider working on for Territory Wars. Not so much the Sith Ray, but you do have some of the components for Phase 3 with Death Trooper being Gear 11. That's good. Let's see. He's going to need... I think he has what he needs for
Butt
checks.
Plugger, ironically enough, Butt Plugger is in YouTube, and he has the name that Sanely doesn't like.
What's that?
It's Factrix.
Oh, well.
That's true. It's a play on... I know what he mentioned it before. It's a play on a name from a TV show, but it's... yeah. F-Trix. It's F-Trix. Butt Plugger is F-Trix.
All right, let's look at his...
It's a name that will not be said. Yeah, so Phase 2, he's going to be locking in damage. Just,
yeah, I don't see it.
What you have.
I mean,
There's no Wampa. You have no Hermit Yoda, right? So you're going to make it a little bit difficult on yourself. In looking at your Rebels, you have Princess Leia only Gear 7.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not really
Actually,
there
she's
yet.
only
For
Gear 6.
Oh, Gear 6, sorry. Yeah, Gear 6. Akbar is Gear 11, which is fine. You don't have the accompanying pieces in order to keep them necessarily going. You could try Akbar, Leia, Thrawn, Kenobi, and Shore Trooper, but you need to work on your Princess Leia if you're going to keep that squad. That squad is going to be highly reliant on how good your tanks are able to take damage, so it's going to be highly mod dependent on that. You'll want a really, 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 really fast Thrawn, because your Thrawn is going to be your protection recovery for your Shore Trooper and your Kenobi, so he's going to be really important to get fast. And your Princess Leia is going to need a lot of damage. Potentially, you could actually make a very weak Akbar in order to try and trigger more of Princess Leia. Akbar does trigger Leia attacks, but he also takes away the chance that Leia is called from others. So Akbar is kind of a mix in terms of whether he's a good one to have strong or a bad one to have strong. So, I mean, that would be your Phase 2 team, but you need to work on your Princess Leia.
Looking at his Night Sisters for Phase 4, pretty solid. Doc is 10, Tal's is 11, Asajj is 12, Talia is 12, which is really good. Zombie's weak, which is fine. 6 stars to get Zombie to 7 stars, and there's your Phase 4 team right there. Probably want to get Daka to Gear 11 to be really effective. But then you can run that team easily and do really well in Phase 4. Make sure you have the Zetas on Asajj, unique from other Talzin at the minimum to make that team really rock and roll. So Nisus looks fine. He's got what he needs for checks mix. He's got CLS, Han. He's got Death Trooper. I didn't see his POW or any other.
His POW is Gear 8, 7 star.
That's perfect. So there you go. You've got your Phase 3 team.
You just have to make sure you mod them correctly. I didn't take a look at the mods for each one, but as long as they're modded with the correct speed, you at least have the characters for it.
And then First Order.
Chirrut is Gear 8, so he could use a little bit of love.
Yeah, he needs some love. First Order for possible Phase 2 team as well. He's working on Executioner, it looks like. He's 5-star, Gear 8. But his other First Order, he's got the pieces. You need to work on First Order Stormtrooper. That's one piece you need to farm if you're not farming already. But he has some of the pieces, but again, they're not complete and they're low gear. So, that's the thing you're going to have to figure out. Your Night Sisters are fine, so really you could start working on gearing your First Order. Start getting them up as a possible team that you want to use in Phase 2. They're really good in territory wars and territory battles, Dark Side. So that's a team that you can start focusing on. Forget about Phasma. You want Officer, Kylo Ren Unmasked, Kylo Ren, Executioner, and Stormtrooper as your team that you can really do some damage on. And really it's all about Executioner, just going in there and Kassan chopping everything to death. So that's a possible team you could work on. I mean, overall, he's got some really solid teams that he can use. They're not 100% there, but he's got enough to do some damage in Phase 1. He's got enough to do damage in Phase 3. He's got the Night Sisters pretty much, except for Zombie, ready to go for Phase 4. Phase 2 is going to be an issue for you. So either get those Rebels up, start working on Hermit Yoda and Wampa, and until then you can get your First Order, since you got it mostly farm, get them to at least gear 11, and then you go in there do some decent damage so you can contribute in phase 2. You know, you can take both those teams in there and with the Akbar team and the First Order team and get over 1 million damage if you get the gear 11 on them, and at least contribute in that way. So let's kind of look at all his roster. I mean, he's on the right path here, Finn. I'm not seeing much that it's just some farming of gear really that I'm seeing. A couple characters that need farms, but nothing. He's done the right things on his farming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's focusing pretty well. If you have any questions, let us know, Ftrix. It's you're on the right track here, so I don't really see anything. It's just a little bit of focus now on what you want to go with. And he said he's looking for Heroic Sith and Territory Wars. I think as you build for Heroic Sith, you'll pretty much automatically build for Territory Wars. So you can just kind of keep on going on the track you're going.
So, all right. We also need to look at his Zetas. Is that something else you want us to look at?
Yeah. So let me look at his Zeta list here. So give me 1 second. And there he is. Okay, so he has double Zeta Asajj. He has double Zeta BB-8. It binds all things on CLS. He has EP lead. He has Ezra. He has Finn lead. He has Veers. He has Thrawn Ebb and Flow. He has Han. He has Talzin unique. He has Daka unique. He has Number Crunch on R2. And he has Leader on Jedi Training Rey. So, I mean, he has no Zetas that I'm really concerned about. I mean, they're all good Zetas. So he's pretty focused there. Yeah. In terms of where to go next. I mean, I think I would start to build out your Sith team a little bit. We looked at them a little bit, but your Nihilus and Scion need some work. It may be an easy team for you to switch to in Arena later on. Not that I know you're not focusing on it, but it'll be a better team.
I didn't look at his Sith. Let me look here.
Yeah, his Scion is gear 9 6-star, and his Nihilus is gear 8 5-star. So if you work on those are 2 Zetas for you right there. You can gear up Scion right now and put a Zeta on his unique. That would be a good direction, I think, for you. And Nihilus, then once you get him up to at least gear 10, then you can potentially put a Zeta on him. You don't have to put a Zeta on him either. I know people are kind of it goes either way with him regarding whether or not you want to put a Zeta on him. So you can go either way with Nihilus, but Scion I think is a good one for you to get soon, assuming you can get him up to like gear 11 or so.
Yeah. So something else to consider for Zetas, or you can go around and finish your Night Sisters with. I didn't hear Mother Talzin.
He said he was thinking about a Bastila. He just wrote in chat, so he's thinking about a Bastila Zeta, or should he do First Order first? So he's looking at those two, Jedi and First Order.
Well, if the filter thing will work. Let's look at your Jedi.
So his Bastila is gear 9.
3 stars. Have to at least.
He does have the Zeta on Ezra, but he has no Zetas on Hermit Yoda.
Right, Hermit Yoda. I would go ahead and do your First Order first because your Jedi needs some more farming gear and all kinds of stuff. So I would work on that afterwards. So go ahead and finish your Hermit Yoda, get him to 7 stars, get your Bastila up a little bit. Well, she's in crystals and chromiums right now, but she should be free to play soon. If you're going to run a team that typically is used in Territory Wars and stuff is Bastila, not with General Kenobi, because you want to keep General Kenobi with Barriss, but your Barriss has not even been touched, so you need to start working on your Barriss. So Kenobi and Barriss are kind of a team that goes together. The team that you want to run with Bastila, especially for Territory Wars, is Bastila with the 2 Yodas, Ezra, and Old Ben. And he's okay to gear up till 10. I'm working on right now. 10 to 11. Jesus, what a pain in the ass. I can only imagine what his gear 11 is going to be. But you can run that team. You'll need the Zeta at least on Bastila minimum. And then the strength flows on Hermit to really make that team effective. I personally like Grand Master Yoda's unique with the turn meter he gains and stuff like that. Really makes him a pain in the ass, but it's not needed. You can get away with not having it on there. But that's a team you can run in Territory Wars. Then you can take your Zeta Barriss and your General Kenobi, run them with like a Rex 5s and somebody else to like a Wampa, and go in there and wreck all kinds of teams with that. So that's a possibility with that, but you're still you got some farming to do on gear and characters on that. So your first order is pretty much there, so you can start putting the Zetas on your first order and get that team squared away. You need to get your first order Stormtrooper up. He's going to need a Zeta. But you're also, I would finish your Night Sisters if they're not done first. If you haven't done the Mother Talzin unique, get her Zeta first. Then I would probably work on your Sith, like Finn said. And then I would start worrying about First Order and then go Jedi. Those are the two teams. And you can go either direction. Doesn't matter. But get those Zetas and those characters first. And then that'll help you more than these teams. I mean, I've got the Zetas on the team, but that's because I've Zetaed the hell out of everything else. So I didn't have anything else to put the Zetas on. You know, so that's the route you could go. I think that covers his Zetas. Gives him some options for his Zetas. Finn, anything else we need to cover for Butt Plugger here?
I think that's it. If you have anything else, let us know. He put in the question about the Jedis and stuff. So if he has any more, we can definitely read them.
Yeah. So, and of course, just like anybody else, if you have questions about a roster review, you can message us directly in our Discord, or you can just come join our Discord. You got a great group of over 1,000 people in our community that will be there. They just love talking the game and just talking in general. So, come, you haven't joined our Discord? Come join it. It's a great group of people. Meet some new people and stuff. So yeah. All right. So if you have any more questions about Plugger, go ahead and send them our way. But I think we've got you on the right path of who you need to farm, Zetas and character wise, who you kind of need to work on. Kind of focused you in a little bit. So, but overall, pretty good job. You've got a lot of the stuff you need. I mean, you got the main components unlocked. Now you're just you're in that stage where you're trying to round out stuff, right? You've got the main components with your CLS and your Thrawn and your Palpatine and your BB-8 and your R2. Now it's just about rounding out these teams. Troopers look pretty solid. Night Sisters look pretty solid. Just missing some components here and there, but overall, you've done a pretty good job with your farm. I think you're on the right track, big time. All right. Anything else anybody wants to offer?
Nothing else from me.
All right. So let us know if you need anything else there, Butt Plugger. Appreciate you letting us do your roster review. All right. So we got time. We're gonna do some questions. I guess what's today? Galactic War Thursday.
Galactic War Thursday.
But we have all these events. I think I'm gonna do the events first, Finn.
Okay. Oh, we have events. I didn't even go to the events table today.
You're such a.
Oh, look at that. There's a lot of events.
Really?
I remodded, so I did a VIP stream earlier where I was remodding, and I remodded my for my Treya team. So I'm gonna start playing around with that a little bit. I'm just about to actually remod Palpatine here, so I can test him out in Arena. So I think I'm gonna use, like I was saying, Emperor Palpatine with Triumvirate and Thrawn in order to climb, and then Treya with Sith Trooper and Enfys for defense. So I kind of remodded for the defense team, and now I'm setting up for the offense team.
Stamba Osbuff, question next live stream. Can you play the Urban Blaster Trooper commercial?
Yeah. We can do that.
Luke Thirocker, question. What is ship Omega priority for space bugs? The best capital ship, and I know there's a debate between Home One and Executrix.
Yeah, either one of those capital ships work. My personal preference is Home One, but Executrix works really well also. So either one really of those. In terms of priority of the bug Omegas, I have to look at them again, because there's ones that give benefits to all of the Geo allies. So those are the ones that I would prioritize first over kind of the other abilities. But I have to, let me see if I can look at them really quick to see which ones. Yeah, so one of them is the upgrade on the unique of Geo Soldier. And when you put the Omegas on that, the first one gives 5%. So it's double Omega. The first Omega gives increase of assist chance by 5%. The other one increases assist chance by 5%, reduces the damage penalty, and then also gives Geo allies 10% accuracy. So that's a really nice one. So that would be one of them I would prioritize. Geo Spy on his unique. The first one, it adds 10% evasion on his ship, and then also gives all Geo allies on his second Omega upgrade 10% offense for each active Geo ally. So that increases the damage of all your Geo ships. So that one would maybe be the first one I would focus on, the unique of Geo Spy. And I need to check Sunfac. I think Sunfac was the one with the least useful, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so his unique, while Sunfac is active, all Geo allies gain 10% crit avoidance for each ally, and then 5% turn meter gain and 25% defense whenever a buffed enemy starts their turn. So, I mean, that one is actually, I would probably put that one second. So I think the order of uniques, Omegas, would be Geo Spy first, Sunfac second, and Geo Soldier third. And then those would be the uniques. And then you can do the specials and stuff afterwards, because those just kind of increase damage. So those I always prioritize the lowest over having like particular abilities and stuff. So yeah.
JVU 420 question: are the Gear 12 Plus packs worth it? Well, Nukin had a good video on that and did a breakdown of the value of the packs. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know how he got the values. I have to watch the video and see, because there's no way to get a crystal comparison of the gear. There's no. People are saying like it's equivalent to like 50, like the HoloLens was equivalent to 50 crystals, or like $50 worth of crystals, and I was trying to figure out how you could come up with that, because there's no kind of basis from comparison. But even then, the packs are worth it. If you just look at it from a rarity point of view, 12 speed can make a really big difference in Arena on a single character. And they've made it so not only do you have to be in a heroic Sith guild in order to get it, which reduces the overall population down to just kind of like the top percent of guilds, but then you have to pretty much be in the top 10 regularly in order to get a steady income of those Gear 12 pieces. If you're in the top 20, you're maybe okay, and if you're not in the top 20, then you're going to be kind of in some difficulty of getting that. And so I think that the packs are definitely worth it if you spend money on the game. Yeah, I saw Warrior's video. Warrior's video was different. So Warrior's video was if you get those Gear 12 pieces, who you're going to put them on. And I think he did I can't remember if he said is it worth it or not series. But
no, he didn't this time.
He didn't this time, okay. Because, yeah, the packs are definitely worth it. And I don't know how Nukin did his comparison, so again, I'll have to watch that and see. But the packs are definitely worth it just simply from a rarity standpoint on acquisition and the impact it can have in your game. So I would say, yes, it is worth the buy. And then you can watch Warrior's video. That one I did watch with regards to the actually, I watched half of it, because then I had to do my stream. So, yeah, I think it's worth it, and then watch Warrior's video to figure out who to put him on.
Clayton Benjamin question: who to put the new Gear 12 Plus gear on?
Depends on who you have. I mean, some benefit more than others, but it depends on who you have.
Doya-san question: how bad of an idea is it to put Gear 12 Plus pieces on Big strictly for his ship? Because that's what Grande told me to do, LOL.
Well, your first mistake was that you listened to Grande.
Gear 12 pieces do have a pretty big impact.
Mm-hmm.
So it's... Yeah. Gear 12 pieces do have an impact on ships. You can put them on ships, but it depends on what you're doing in Arena. I mean,
you'd get an extra 1 speed, right? You'd get the extra 1 speed, right?
Well, yes. I think you get 1 speed on some of the ships, and then getting your ships to go a little bit early actually can make a difference. So.
Paul Morgan question: I have a Night Sister, CLS, JTR, and Sith team, and working on First Order team. After First Order, what team is most beneficial? Jedi, Bounty Hunter, or Scoundrels team?
Can you repeat that again?
I have a Night Sister, CLS, JTR, and Sith team, and working on First Order team. After First Order, what team is most beneficial? Jedi, Bounty Hunter, or Scoundrels team?
Boy, oh boy. I'd have to say Bounty Hunter. But depends on the situation.
Yeah. I'm kind of. It depends
I'm
on
kinda
where
torn.
his Enfys is also. Because I do like the Kira Enfys Scoundrel team,
Yeah, it's really good.
but I think I'm with you on Bounty Hunters though, because it helps with the territory battles as well.
And they're becoming more prevalent in territory wars. But then the Jedi
Mhm.
team on territory wars with Basila, Jesus, it's a big. It's coming in strong.
Yeah.
So, it'd be flip between Bounty Hunters and Jedi for me. Mainly because the Kira teams, although it just became farmable, it's not there yet. So you're probably just farming it. So if you had to pick between two to gear, maybe it's going to be between Jedi and Bounty Hunter. But depends on where you're at with your boss. Boss is a key
I think
component of that.
Yeah, I think we kind of solved it because for me, it's between Bounty Hunters and Scoundrels, and the one that we have common is Bounty Hunters. So I think Bounty
Yeah,
Hunters
I think
is probably
Bounty
the
Hunter's
safe bet.
probably the safest bet.
Next question.
Sanely.
Paul Morgan. Question: if your guild is struggling to complete heroic Sith raid and you cannot get to the top spots for Gear 12 Plus gear, is the player base forced to buy Gear 12 Plus?
Forced, no. But they did do a really good job on kind of making people feel like they're forced to buy it. This is one of their, honestly, this is one of their most clever tactics in order to get people to buy stuff. Because I mean, people, they know the value of getting speed right now, right? And they made it so one, you're only really getting it in the tops. You need it only in heroic Sith raid. Two, you're really only getting it from the top spots consistently. So you've kind of reduced percentages down to percentages even more in terms of the number of people that are getting it. And then you just put out 2 packs that total almost like $100, and it's like, okay, if you guys want some, here's some. Then they put the 4 pieces. They didn't put the ones with the armor penetration. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They increased like physical damage and stuff, but they didn't put the armor penetration ones. So, but yeah, I think it's a very clever ploy on their part to increase sales, and I think this is probably gonna sell really well because I have to say it's worth it, regardless of where you're finishing.
Neo Venom 3. Question: if they ever do a Jango Fett legendary event, what tunes do you believe will be required? I believe it will be a combination of Zam and the clones. Maybe even Boba, B2, Dooku, and the Geonosians. Let's see another question.
Boba, Bosk, Aura Singh, Embo, and Dengar. That's my guess right there.
Makes sense.
Dustin DeGrant. Question: can you freeze away anal warts? Asking for a friend.
Cryotherapy is available for anal warts, yes.
Doya-san. Question: can you auto the mythic Ewok
No.
event?
It doesn't play it right in the last phase.
They could not even play it right in some of the other phases, and you're like, what are you doing? Wait, no, no, no!
I don't ever taunt with Shore Trooper until like the later stages, because otherwise everything attacks him and he just dies. So I hold off on Shore's taunt.
Ouchie Dumpling. Question: I'm now accepting applications for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Sugar Daddy. Should I put the announcement in RSG Guild Recruitment?
Sure.
It doesn't really fit there.
No.
Yeah, just tag Loki.
Yeah, wherever you need it.
Yep.
Loki's not spending in the game, but I'm pretty sure he'll spend for you, so.
You are his favorite.
Keiris 95. Question: would you guys like to see a villain's fall for Darkseid Anakin / pre-suit Vader? And if so, what tunes would be needed, do you think?
So, first part, do I want to see a like kind of a downfall thing? I think that would be pretty cool to kind of just give a Darkseid version of the journey. Do I think it's going to be Vader, Anakin? No, because they already introduced kind of the end stage for him. I think if anything, it's going to end up being Maul. I think now with the new movie, we have kind of a midpoint between Maul and now we have kind of the Mechano Maul possibility moving forward. I mean, I think Maul is going to be the easiest one in order to do a downfall for, honestly. And he has his relationships with like the Night Sisters, so you could always make Night Sisters a necessary team. You have his original one. I mean, I think you can do a lot more with Maul than you can Anakin. So I would say yes to having a downfall, but I don't think it's going to be Anakin.
Yeah, if there is an Anakin one, you'd probably need General Kenobi.
Yeah.
You'd probably need Grandmaster Yoda, Mace Windu, maybe Kit Fisto.
And at some point, probably Palpatine, too.
Probably. If it's Maul, probably be General Kenobi. I mean...
Yeah, Kenobi.
Or Ben.
Yep, you could do old Ben. Well, it'd probably be Kenobi. But then you could also have Savage. You could have the Night Sisters. Qui-Gon Jinn. I mean, I think there's a little bit more you can do with the Maul, I think. Just because they've already introduced Vader. So...
Ouchie Dumpling. Question I have is Zeta. I currently only have one on CLS, one on R2, and one on JTR. Should I put a second Zeta on any of those? If so, which one?
Nope, Dooku. I'm gonna go run away now. Yes.
You're going to go run away now?
Yeah. I told Ouchie to put a Zeta on Dooku. I need to run away.
Well, death to you, buddy.
No, none of them need a second Zeta.
And that's all the questions that we have right now.
What?
I'm sure you guys have more questions.
Okay, here we go. Kazakage Too Easy. Question: do you think Koth and Mace will ever get a rework? And please add CC, Tin, and Ki-Adi-Mundi.
So there were rumors about Ki-Adi-Mundi, I think, a while ago, that they were working on his kit. I think that when GG actually had kind of the placeholders on their website for a lot of the characters, and we know they have kind of the names and stuff reserved in game already for whenever they want to introduce them. So I think that was kind of pulled. So I think Ki-Adi-Mundi they were working on. I don't remember seeing anything about CC10.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Ki-Adi-Mundi portrait.
Yeah. As for reworks of Koth and Mace, I don't think we're going to see one for Koth. I think eventually we will see one for Mace. I don't think there's much clamor over In fact, I think more than anything, I think more people hate Koth than anything else. Depends when you started the game, but there were quite a few people that farmed Koth specifically as a 5th Jedi in order to get Grandmaster Yoda when the Yoda Legendary event first came out. So I don't know when you started playing, if you were around for like the first releases, but people farmed Koth, including myself, just to get that 5th Jedi. And there is a lot of regret on the gear that was put on Koth in order to get Grandmaster Yoda.
Right.
So it was pretty... Yeah, it wasn't a good time.
Paul Morgan, question: is Thrawn the most needed character in the game?
That's a good question.
Most needed character.
Toss up between him and JTR as far as the Sith raid goes.
That's interesting. Most needed character. How do we define needed? Because you can do the Heroic Sith raid without Thrawn. I mean, you could run the weird Embo teams and the Bastila teams and stuff for For phase 1, potentially not need Jedi Training Raid, but those are really heavy investments and whale related. So those ones I don't even count right now. So the one I was thinking about was Nihilus, but the reason I would say yes to Thrawn is because Thrawn has a ship. He makes a presence basically in every part of the game. He's a meta arena character. He is his capital ship. While I still say it's like the worst side of the capital ships, it's still a viable capital ship in fleet. So you have that, and he is a plug-and-play character, which is a huge benefit. And you kind of need him in phase 2 of the Sith raid in order to kind of get the extra damage because of the fracture and stuff. So, you know what? I'm going to say yes. I think I have to agree with you. I think Thrawn is the most needed character in the game.
Silverbolt. Question, good afternoon. I believe General Kenobi is the last of the legendary status characters without a Zeta. What do you think General Kenobi's Zeta should be? Well, I think that he should get a new ability where he can taunt, and the ability should be called Hello There.
I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Vito Antu. Question, is there any update as to when the mod update is coming? No. Soon, TM. Ski Trooper. Question, I finished Prestige on Chimera and Executrix. I have both Akbar and Mace to Gear 11. I have a few Republic and a few Rebel ships, but no full teams. Who gets Prestige now?
Well.
It might be best just to hold on to the Prestige, just in case they come out with another capital ship.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with holding on to it too. I mean, if it was me, I would go with Mace just because I'm trying to build the Mace defense fleet for Territory Wars. But if your interest isn't there, then obviously it's not worth it. So I'm okay if you just try to amass them for another potential ship, because I think I would say sometime in the near future, maybe in the next, I'll guess 6 months, we're going to see a Haldo Resistance capital ship.
Neo Venom 3, question, if Revan ever comes to the game, do you think we will get an event for both a Jedi and Sith Revan, or a Revan that has synergy with light and dark side?
I have no idea at this point what they're going to do. I mean...
They're probably just going to make him a rebel.
And then I will quit the game. I mean, I think he's going to have synergy with light side and dark side. No, actually, I take that back. I think it's going to be Sith and Jedi, not light side, dark side. So he could be kind of limited on what he can do with who. But that's about all his tags will be. Unless he's like, it'll be like tank or support or whatever they make him. Attacker. But I think it's going to be... I think it's just going to be Sith and Jedi. Because they went light side, dark side, you can use him everywhere. And I don't think that's a character dynamic that they want to throw in the game.
Triumvirate plus Revan. That's the new meta.
Yeah, pretty much. Throw in a Malik and you get yourself a unstoppable team.
Revenator, question, what happened to Mike and the Big Deal? They both seem to disappear around the same time, and now the stream is much quieter in terms of background noise.
Well,
Mike is on vacation, and Grande's in the process of moving.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be back soon.
TM. Yeah.
It poops bombs. Question, what is one thing you will never do again?
I'm not saying that over the air.
I think he means in game.
Oh,
I think he means in game. Let's assume he means.
Well, I know one thing. I will never listen to Finn about Mr. Piggy again.
That's actually what I was gonna say. I'm never gonna recommend anybody do anything with Ugnaught again. People misconstrued what I said, and then they started doing more than what I recommended, and then yeah, I'm never saying anything about putting mods and stuff on Ugnaught or getting his stars up. None of that. Although I will say, I still want to have an army of Ugnaughts in the game with a Hondo lead. I want a Hondo lead with 4 Ugnaughts. That's my wish right now.
It's just wrong.
Piggies! We need more piggies. Piggy.
Ouchie Dumpling question: can Finn add a second webcam to let us see his actual real-time scribbling on his mod whiteboard, or put a PC drawing tablet on his wish list so he can capture it on the computer?
I can put it, but the PC drawing tablets are expensive. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, they're expensive. I don't want. I mean, well, if we made this list for Ouchie and she's requesting it, then I'll put it on there. I mean, that's science.
Kazakagi too easy question. Ranger, do you still think about the Eternal Twins? And I farmed ETH back then, and now I'm depressed.
You know, we were having a good stream. Not last couple of streams, we've been having really good streams. And Kazakagi went along and just screwed it up completely. I'm not even going to justify a response to that. No, Kazakagi. I'm not answering your question. Eternal Twins. You know, I blame Thane for this. Anyway, let's get to another question that's not related to the Eternal Twins. And you need to filter those better, damn it. Sanely.
It's the only question.
Yeah, get more Eternal Twins questions.
Well,
we need more Eternal Twins
no, we don't. I'm not answering them, so we'll just be radio silence over the airways.
All right. Well, I don't have any questions right now.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Something, Eternal Twins.
Ed Skewed. Question: is anyone else finding Vandor Chewie's drop rate to be the worst they've seen? It must be leading to panic farms down the road.
Yep. I'm noticing kind of the same thing. His drop rate seems a little bit lower than what I was expecting. It's not awful. I'm still getting him at a clip that I'm okay with, but it does seem a little bit slower than what I was expecting. So yeah. I don't know if it's leading to a panic farm. I was saying that anyways because I think it's leading towards a Dryden Voss legendary that requires the solo characters, but that's just a guess.
Neo Venom 3 question: with the new Clone Wars season coming, what Clone Wars era tunes and ships do you hope will be coming to the game? Well, I hope we get Bad Batch. That'd be awesome.
I mean, there's so many characters that they could bring in. I mean, you're starting with Embo and some other things. I mean, we could get some different clone troopers. We could get some more different types of droids, like droidicas or something for the.
I just want ships for all the bounty hunters.
Well, that's not happening, Finn. So,
or separate ships with the droids. Maybe we could get like a B1. I mean, how do we not have a B1 battle droid?
Let's get a Dr. Aphra. Let's get Dr. Aphra in there.
But that's not Clone Wars, Finn.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. As long as I get
Clone Wars era stuff coming in the game, what do you want to see? Dr. Aphra.
I mean, as long as I get my old Revan in here, then I'm good to go.
What if you could get Revan in the game if they also release the Eternal Twins?
I don't care about the Eternal Twins. I'll just be happy with Revan.
Okay. 3 for the price of 1. There we go.
There you go.
Ski Trooper question: old meta Vader and Biggs, which capital ship do you go with if both Thrawn and Tarkin are Gear 12? Thrawn has Zetas and Tarkin doesn't.
If you the old You're answering your own question there, Thrawn. Thrawn has Zetas, which means his ship is going to be faster. Tarkin is a faster ship, but has an extra round on his special. You can still get Tarkin to go before... you can still get Thrawn to go before Tarkin. Thrawn is still going to be better.
Paul Morgan question, what droid team would you put together without dismantling other teams?
Is there a way to do it without dismantling other teams? I mean, I guess some of them aren't in teams already, so maybe you could do an HK lead with 88, although 88 is a bounty hunter, so maybe that's considered. IG-86, L3, and T3. But I don't know if that's considered breaking it because there's specific synergies that they're designed for that you're kind of messing up. So I don't know what it means by breaking other teams. Like, we're not going to use Chopper. The Chopper is definitely Phoenix. So there's not much you can do at that point. But, yeah, maybe that is a droid team. There's just the fun droid team. Jedi Training Rey, BB-8, R2, L3, and T3. Just a nifty little droid team. There's a Jedi Training Rey lead, so it's a little different.
Kazakage to Easy question, Ranger, is the hate flowing through you?
Yes, it goes all the way through my pee.
Like Mist.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
Mist, pissed.
Pissed Mastiac.
I mean...
That was funny yesterday.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Alright. Yeah. Some of the things you just miss without realizing it.
Yep. Science.
And I'm dry on questions again.
It's alright. We'll just sit here and talk amongst ourselves. I mean, it's been a really slow week. I mean, we got territory battles going on, but I mean, no new characters. Wasn't a lot of news, you know.
I hate territory battles. It's so boring. So freaking boring. And I hate monitoring deployments in order to figure out where we need to deploy in order to maximize stars. Like I'm sick of territory battles, honestly. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They need to just merge all the character territories into one territory so people can just do their missions and deploy. Like, this is just getting silly. I don't know why we have to, like, organize if you're trying to maximize stars to make sure you know who needs to go into which territory, and that way you're not, like, over-deploying and you don't miss a star here. Just, like, make them into one territory and let people deploy. Just like you do in ships. Like, ships is the best part. You do your missions, you deploy, you're freaking done. Just do that with characters. Merge them into one territory, double the number of stars so it can be like a 6-star territory. You keep the same differences between the GPs, between stars, and just make it so all of them are in one.
Yeah, that's right, say. Yeah, make it in one, say. Yeah.
I hope they do that with whatever the next map is. Because we get...
Revenator question, do you think the new Clone Wars season will finally answer the long-awaited question of how Jar Jar Binks is killed off, as it was really one of the only things Episode 3 was missing?
Jar Jar is going to turn into a Sith.
So actually, after Episode 3, he became like a street performer, according to one of the canonical novels. So no, he doesn't get killed off in the Clone Wars. Just set before Episode 3. Well, I guess, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, Paul Morgan question, favorite comfort food post-workout?
I always eat like some kind of fruit or something, just because, I mean, like bananas, apples, something like that. I mean...
Watermelon.
No, not watermelon.
Oh, yeah, so good and juicy.
Mainly
a little bit of
bananas
salt
for
on
the
there.
potassium and stuff, because I want to get that in my system as soon as possible to fight the lactic acid.
Mine
You
doesn't
like
actually...
muscle cramps.
Mine isn't too far away from yours. I'm not a big eater after a workout. I'll drink a lot of water. Like, I get more thirsty than anything.
I'll drink a Powerade and eat a banana.
But I have a...
I'm not
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not eating a full course meal.
No. But I don't know if you've had this. I love this. The banana cream muscle milk shake. I love that one.
Muscle milk is awful for you.
I love muscle milk.
But it's not
But
good
the banana cream one?
It's not good for you, Finn.
I don't care.
What do you mean you don't care? You're a doctor, for Christ's sake. So I don't care.
It tastes good.
Oh, Jesus.
You're talking to a guy that eats Twinkies and is currently...
I know. I don't understand that you're a doctor. You know better.
I finished all my cheese.
Oh, well, I mean, God, we were all in suspense about the cheese being completed. Jesus.
Yeah, all the cheese is gone. The cheese is no more. The cheese is no more. I have to go to the store. The cheese is no more.
Stop it.
Stumbo Osbeth, question for Finity. SummerSlam predictions for the main events?
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let me get all the matches because I need to remember all of the matches and stuff. So hold on. Where are the matches? Okay, so let's see. Lesnar versus Reigns. I think Reigns is going to win. I think they're getting ready to get rid of Lesnar and just let him move on to the UFC. He really has been the worst champion ever. Like, he doesn't show up at all. They basically made it so the mid-tier title is actually like the best one. They need to just cut bait with Lesnar. Or have him more full-time committed. Like, the whole persona of the Beast is kind of gone. And I'll predict one thing even further. So in the last one, Heyman gave Reigns a letter before he sprayed him in the eyes, right? I think the letter is going to amount to something where he basically said, I have to betray you now, but I'll help you in SummerSlam. Something to that effect. And I think Heyman is going to screw Lesnar out of the title at SummerSlam, and Reigns will be his new client. So that's my prediction for the Reigns-Lesnar. Alexa and Rowdy. I think Ronda is going to win by disqualification, which means Alexa will retain title. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles will continue to be champ. Strowman and Kevin Owens. I think Strowman will win. Because honestly, if they allow this to happen where the Money in the Bank transfers over through a separate match, I think that would be one of the stupidest things they could do. I'm already sick of Raw, just in general. The whole Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle dynamic with Stephanie McMahon, I think that's just so stupid. I think it's awful. No, I'm going to guess no Money in the Bank cash-in during this time. And let's see, what are the other matches? The SmackDown Women's with Carmella and Becky and Charlotte. I think Becky is going to come out as the champion. Then we have the Intercontinental with Ziggler and Rollins. I think Rollins is going to win. Daniel Bryan and Miz. I think Daniel Bryan's going to win. Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy. I think Shinsuke is going to retain, and Jeff Hardy is going to actually get... I think Randy Orton is going to somehow get involved and screw Jeff Hardy again. I think that's... Oh, then the tag team match. So we have New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain. And then the Raw Championship with Revival versus B-Team. I think B-Team's going to continue. And then Finn Balor and Corbin. I think Finn Balor is going to continue beating him. Let's see. I think those are all the matches. Yeah, I think those are all the matches.
Think Tyrell, question for Ranger. Want to know why you guys are out of questions? It's because I'm not asking 10 plus questions per stream.
Okay.
Ouchie Dumpling, question, can you remind everyone to do the Chimera special mission first before fighting or platooning?
Ouchie Dumplings giving a PSA for everyone, do your Chimera special before doing your fighting or platooning.
I mean, science.
Kazakage, too easy question. Do you think Revan will be a tank attacker, support, or healer?
Hashtag Eternal T. I'm not letting you skip that, Sanely.
I tried to leave it out.
I'm not.
So what do you think? Tank, attacker, support, or healer?
Attacker.
For Revan.
I think Revan will be an attacker.
I'm not answering that on principle.
Helenix from UWOL Corellia and the GRDS. Question, speaking of quality of life update for TBs, when do you guys think the next overall quality of life update for the entire game will be released?
I don't think they're doing that anymore, right? Like when we talk to Carrie, they seem like they're rolling it out slowly rather than trying to do it all at once from now on. And we're kind of seeing that with mod loadouts, right? Like the loadout is basically a pure quality of life thing. Like it really doesn't serve any other purpose other than quality of life. So I think they're releasing it slowly now rather than all at once. I don't know if we can expect a huge quality of life change again.
If we do, it's probably not going to be until spring.
Yeah. That's when they typically do it, right? I think they've always done it sometime around the March, April timeframe.
Mm-hmm. Paul Morgan, question, why doesn't Finn just rewrite wrestling scripts?
I would, if they'd let me.
God.
I hate their plot line right now with Baron Corbin and Stephanie McMahon looking over Kurt Angle's shoulder. I think it's leading towards like Kurt Angle versus Triple H at WrestleMania, but when you start out a plot like this far in advance, it just gets old very, very quick.
Well, we just blame Finn.
Brandon Behrens, question, I'm early on farming the vets. Should I pause that and farm mods until the update? Currently only have access to health mods that are worthwhile.
We would have to see a roster, honestly. It's hard to say. If you don't have a lot of mods, now is a good time to farm mods. If you're getting close to Jedi Training Ray, it may be worth it to farm the veterans because it's still possible. I don't think it will, but it's possible Jedi Training Ray is coming this month with the BB-8. I think more likely than not it's going to come in October with the next BB-8 event. And so you potentially have up to a little more than 2 months. And so, yeah, I mean, I think, Ranger, you would probably say the same thing. We need to see your roster to see where you're at to say that it's worth farming one thing or another.
Right.
Was it 1 week or 2 week notice that they were going to give us for when they changed, you know, like, and are going to come out with, like, JTR or whatever?
I think they said 2.
Okay, if it's 2 weeks, then it's too late. You know,
yeah,
like
I mean, I was saying that anyways. Month. I don't think it's coming this time.
If it's 1 week, there is a possibility.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. But I don't think it's coming this time.
Xylo1111. Question, how should I mod Fox?
Ring, 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 ring.
No.
Ring, 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 ring.
No.
What does the fox wear?
No. Damn it, Finn.
Ouchie did a really good rendition of that for the charity stream, by the way. It was one of the stuff that we had for sale, and she read out the lyrics of that song. We'll get to your questions, don't worry, but I just want to mention it. Like, she read out the lyrics of that song, and it was hilarious. She just says it in her Ouchie voice. Cow goes moo. Just... she actually rings. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God. If you guys didn't buy it, you really missed out. Ouchie did a really, really good reading of the lyrics. And then she read, crap, what is it called? Snow something. Damn it, what's the name of the song? I have to find it. Hold on. I'll tell you the name of it. Sorry, but continue with the question. How do you mod suicide? How do you mod the Fox?
Let me look at I'm trying to think what I put on mine. Top of my head, it's not coming to me, so let me look. I went, what did I go? I went Well, I went speed, and then I have a speed and health set on him, but I think it's like offensive minded. I mean, you want health on him because he gets his bonuses from health, so I focus a lot on some of his health. So, yeah, I went health.
Yes, it's Informer.
What?
Informer. That was the song. The other song that Ouchie sang, Danilo Papayas just put it in the chat. It's Informer by Snow. She read the lyrics for that. Sorry.
But mine's kind of set for territory wars. But you want health on him because of what he does with it. So if you could put a health set on him, then you could go crit damage. You could go speed. Depends on what you're trying to do. I want mine to go as much as possible, so I put a speed set on to get as fast as I could. So give him some health. You should be good to go. All right, I think that's it for the questions, right?
Except for the time.
Yeah, it's 1:06. It's time to shut things down, Finn. And since you're being a very bad man today, I'm going to make you close this out.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. This is the lunch stream. We do this on weekdays from 12 p.m. to about 1 p.m. to keep you entertained during your lunch hour. And yesterday we had our weekly Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live stream, which we do Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we discussed some stuff and we had some fun, and I unlocked my Treya on that stream, so that was definitely fun. I was the last of the RSG crew to do it, and now I've completed it. So
I don't have her.
Definitely fun. Oh yeah. Oh, you don't have her yet. Sanely's on his way, so we'll have to do yours too, Sanely.
All right.
And so we have that was completed. Saturday morning we'll have Jedi Academy, which is our question and answer stream. So if you guys hop on there, you'll be able to ask questions of a great panel of YouTubers as well as the Brain Damage RSG crew. And so we answer that for about 2 hours from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell so you can get notifications of when we go live. We have our Patreon set up. The link is in the description below. And you can help support us. All the money goes right back into the stream. And if you look in the goals, you'll see where all of the money is going to. We're open with you guys about where all the money is kind of heading that you guys give us, because it takes a lot to kind of fund these these YouTube sites and kind of keep on going. So we appreciate all the help that you guys are giving us. Tomorrow, right after our lunch stream. So tomorrow will probably be ending right around 1 o'clock, if not a little bit earlier.
A little bit earlier. And
because we're going to be heading onto Spartan Easy's stream on Twitch. So it's Spartan, Sparton, Easy. He does a live stream on Twitch, and we will be joining him tomorrow on that right after the lunch stream. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are interested, make sure that you hop onto his Twitter, or his Twitch, sorry, not Twitter, his Twitch, right after we are done, and then you can have a chat with us over there as well. Yeah. And I think that pretty much covers it.
All right. So
D&D at 5 p.m. on Sunday as well.
Yep. And we'll do some Battlefront 2 stuff tonight as well. So got the Battlefront 2 stream we'll do tonight with me and good old Mancelli. So be on the lookout for that. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thank you all for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. We'll check you out when we see you on the flip side. So be safe, and we will holler at you later. Peace.